Got a really fun, creative week on tap. For the first time in several years, I am back at a youth camp that I actually went to as a middle and high schooler, and it's called University. It used to go to all these different college campuses around the Southeast, and we were at Maryville College, Maryville. And not only am I in a really beautiful location, but I have an opportunity to get a lot of creative shots with the two drones, with my Canon R, because the campers are doing so many different things. So there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to get some really cool shots, especially with the Feiyu Tech Pocket 3. It has 4K at 60 frames per second and 1080p at 120 frames per second. So I'm really excited to see what different ways I can use this to get some really cool shots. And that just looks like a drone camera. So this is video and audio straight from the Feiyu Tech Pocket 3. The great thing about this camera is it is all-in-one. It looks like maybe 4 microphones, 1 on the unit, 3 there on the side of the handle, and 1 down here. I've activated facial tracking, so that's one of the cool features on here is you're able to get it to track a face or an object, and I can bring it over here and it'll track my face, bring it over here and it'll track my face. So yeah, makes it a lot easier to vlog, I feel like, because you're not as worried about am I jumbling things around. It's not as big and bulky. It's been a little easier to hold it out at arm's length a little bit there. But as you can see, it is on full auto mode, so it's kind of going off of what's going on in the background. So it is exposing for there, and I will do this. But see, if I do this, it exposes much better. It's also on narrow mode, trying to, keep that from getting like super wide angle to where my nose looks any bigger than it already is. But love this little device. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the Feiyu Tech Pocket 3 and why I am simply amazed by this thing. So first off, like I said, it fits in your pocket essentially. It comes with everything you need. It's a gimbal with a camera, and it also has a touchscreen control that has all kinds of intuitive buttons. Obviously, it takes a micro SD card. It has a zoom, albeit not a great one. It is all digital. It's a 1 to 4x zoom. It has the capabilities of doing ultra wide, wide, and the narrow view. I have found myself not messing with the zoom at all. I like the 1x at a narrow point of view. But the big seller about the Pocket 3 over, say, the Feiyu Tech Pocket 2 or 1, or even the DJI Pockets 1 and 2 is it's detachable. The camera can actually come off, and there is an attachment that I have on this right now, the gooseneck, and it will fit on there, and now you've got a 1/4-20 thread to be able to put this on just about anything. You can put this on a tripod, monopod, but what's really cool is, gotta go the right way with that, is this is magnetic here. So you can take it and you can mount it to certain metals. Now, they sell you on the fact that you can attach this via the magnet to your car. Well, I hate to tell you, but a lot of the current models of cars don't have as much metal as, say, the 80s, 90s, 70s, all of those older cars. So if you have an older car, it'll definitely fit. And there are certain parts, like my bumper, this will fit, this will magnetize to my bumper, no problem. The problem is I don't want to put it on my bumper. I would love it on my hood. I would love it on the cab of the truck. But it does magnetize very well to certain metals. But like I said, you can put it onto this attachment here, slide it on. It magnetizes as well as has a little channel to lock into. And now you're able to put it on a 1/4-20 area. What's neat about that is then you can still control it via the remote. The remote wirelessly connects to the camera, and you're still able to have all full range of motion, everything you could possibly want there. You can also use, oh, come on out. you can also use the app on your phone. And that's just a really cool feature to be able to do everything that you can do with a Ronin, you can do with the phone, including using your phone and controlling using whatever that gyro motion is. So you could literally control the Pocket 3 using your phone that way. You also have all the controls for this up here. So you can control it just using just the camera if you don't get the controller, but I highly recommend getting the controller because you're able to do a lot more. Neat thing about the controller is it is fully touchscreen. Let's turn this on. And I don't know if my settings are gonna let you see it, but it is a full activated touchscreen where you can do swiping left will show you the different camera modes. You can do photo, video, slow motion, time lapse, come on, and pano. And within a lot of these, there are some other things like within time lapse, you can do motion lapse where you can actually set this up, set waypoints, and you can track the motion as you go on with a time lapse. Super, super cool. Some things that I've got to try out with this. So those are all the great things about the Pocket 3, but what are some of the maybe downsides of this? I feel like this could be a bit of a stronger connection here where you got to make sure it's seated all the way in. Otherwise, I feel like you might feel like it's going to fall off. So that's number one, but I do love that you can detach this and you can place it all different places and have that full control. Let's go back a little bit right there. Yeah, right there. Another downside of this is the fact that it's not waterproof. I think it might be kind of water resistant, but it's not waterproof like the Insta360 cameras, GoPros, things like that. You do have to worry because like the USB-C ports are all open, everything's open. So not a big fan of the fact that it's not waterproof, but you can buy an underwater water housing, which I did purchase, and it is a very interesting device. We'll go with that. I'm very curious to start trying to use that a little bit as well. So we'll see how that does. And then the only other thing besides maybe a little bit of battery life for me is the zoom. I mentioned that it has a 4x digital zoom and it's not that good. I'm not a fan. Like I said, I have been leaving it in 1x at narrow mode and I feel like that gives me the field of view and the footage that I want. It's almost like having one of those old school point and shoot digital cameras, and that's kind of what this feels like. And then like I said when I was talking about the magnet doesn't actually adhere to our current style of cars. Like if we had all metal cars made out of steel, it'll fit and it will magnetize, like I said, to certain metals around my office, around my house, but it doesn't actually magnetize to the hood or certain panels on the truck. That's where things like the clamp and the suction cup come in handy, and it does very well having that 1/4-20 attachment to where you're able to put it there. I've been able to put it on the front of the truck, side of the truck, mirrors, all kinds of places. It's a lot of fun, and you control it with your phone, and yeah, it's a very fun device. And I am very cognizant and aware right now of the fact that I am sweating like crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative. If you like the Pocket 3 and don't wanna wait for DJI's Pocket 3 to come out later this year, which may or may not have some of the same features, I don't know what it's all gonna have, but if you don't wanna wait for that, I'm gonna drop a link down below. I will not get any commission off that. I am not an affiliate of Feiyu Tech. It is simply just so that you can check out the different prices of all the different packages. Again, it is hot, it is humid, and I am really hungry for some lunch right now, so I'm gonna head inside and I will let you catch some of the B-roll from this in another video, and I will catch you in that video later on. Might help if I take everything with me. Sweating so bad.